listeners, and welcome to the Scarlet Wolf Podcast. This is Scarlet R, and I'm here with my co host, Brown Wolf, here in
Howdy.
the new year, getting ready to, sling some nerd news. How are you,
Yeah,
Brown Wolf?
I'm doing good. Oh, how are you? I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good myself.
Yeah,
I got a new job after leaving my other job,
yeah, it's been kind of
and
a.
this new job.
Oh, go ahead.
Hmm? Uh, I was just gonna say this new job is really nice. I'm making bath bombs, and it's really fun to test them out.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
uh,
Yeah, I know it's been a while since we recorded. Lots happened over here too. I can't even remember the last time when we recorded. Um, so I know I bought a house and moved.
Hell yeah!
Yeah,
Way to go, dude.
thank you. Yeah, it's just a nice little townhouse. It was actually cheaper than renting an apartment.
Really? I guess in the long run, right?
Yeah. Well, I was paying like 1,500 in rent, and then this place I pay nine twelve a month in mortgage payment.
Hell yeah! I'm so
Yeah.
glad it's affordable for you,
Yeah. Thank you.
and no, like, I don't know, bodies in the basement or anything, right? Like,
That's
no oozing green slime from the walls.
that's actually kind of funny. So the place I ended up is a townhome. It was built in the year 2000, so it's pretty new. Not There's one or two things I've had to fix up, but nothing major. Probably gonna have to
I don't know,
replace the.
man. A lot of scary things happened in the 2000s. A ghost could easily be there.
Yeah. Well, actually, so I live in Virginia, one of the oldest parts of it. And I
Hmm.
was looking at this one house. I just didn't have the. I could afford it, but I didn't have the time or the money to repair it. It was a 1800s farmhouse.
Wow.
Yeah, it was huge. It was like an old mansion, but and it was okay shape. But I don't have the time to fix it up and to make it what it needs to be.
Yeah. My dad rented a farmhouse for a very short time back when I was in, I think, elementary school or middle school. But it had like three floors, and it was they had vents that went from the very bottom to the very top. So my little brothers would drop their army men down the vents and par have the parachutes attached and call them paratroopers.
Oh, I love those things.
Anyway, town or farmhouses can be really fun.
Yeah, I love those little army men.
I had a friend send me a pair of those um army men earrings they were selling.
Oh, on Etsy.
Uh, sorry?
Oh, I've seen them on Etsy before.
Yeah, she made them, and well, I ordered the orange juice ones for one of my roommates, and he really loves them, at least as far as I know. Uh, but she sent me an army men thing with them as like an extra treat, so it was really cool.
Yeah,
I'm gonna talk to her. Maybe I can plug her store on the podcast next time we record.
yeah, that would be good.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
never know, right?
yeah. Other than that, the other reason we weren't recording that much is between the last podcast, between the moving, I had gotten a new job.
Nice.
Um, it didn't really work out. I'm currently looking for something else right now.
Not as nice, but okay.
Not as nice, but it was extreme circumstances. I'll be as vague as I can be about it. Basically, it was a elders community,
Mm-hmm.
and I was a chef there, and I was pretty much a manager there. Our head chef had gotten sick, and I was in charge for a little bit. Um, we had a major COVID outbreak.
Oh, God,
Yeah, it
that's
wasn't.
awful.
Yeah, it wasn't good. We lost a lot of the residents.
Oh, wow, that's awful.
Yeah, but just in the in the shuffle and stress of everything, we just we had minor disagreements, especially when the head chef came back.
Oh, yeah, I could see that being awkward.
Yeah, again, not to complain or go into drama or anything on this podcast, but basically they wanted to still try to operate like it was just not possible at the time to operate the way they wanted to operate. They still wanted to operate like it was a dining like a fine dining area and start doing farm to table, but the restrictions we were under and the stuff we had to buy was just not feasible.
That sounds awful, like a really bad situation. Like, you just can't win.
Yeah, that's what honestly happened. So right now I'm looking at some other jobs. I've gotten a few interviews lined up, but yeah, we'll stay off that. I don't want to start this on a bummer note.
All right. Well, do you want to get into the news first, or do you want to talk about like
We could talk about what
what
we've been watching. It's
stuff?
been a while.
Yeah.
Do you want to start or should I?
You can start while I think about all the stuff that I've been watching. Basically, like, there's just so much been going on that I haven't had as much time as you would think to watch stuff. But over the past few days, the roommates and I have been watching just a ton of other things. So I've got stuff to talk about. It just give me a sec. You go
Okay.
first.
I guess let's start with the oldest thing I can remember right now because I've been watching a lot. I watched the Animaniacs reboot.
Oh, hell yeah. I totally forgot about that. How is it?
It's really really good. I have a few complaints about it. Um, so it primarily focuses on the Animaniac siblings, the Warner Brothers and the sister Dot.
Right.
Um, they're really good. It's really modern. They also have Pinky and the Brain. Um, their comedy's really good. The only problem I would say maybe, and it's not their fault, is the show, and they even call it out. The show was produced in 2018, so there's a few dated things in there.
Mm.
But again, not their fault. It's really funny. The music's really
Have
good.
you heard the wacko is non-binary theory?
No, I haven't heard that. Okay. So, yeah, what's that theory about?
Well, basically, there's this old comic strip. I'll link you to it, where there's an old man who's like, ah, yes, the Warners, one of each gender, and then it goes, forget who's the tall one's name.
I think that's Yakko.
Oh, so it's uh yeah, it's Yakko, Wacko, and Dot, right? So it's Yakko who says female, Dot who, fuck, damn, backwards. Yakko says male, Dot says female, and then Wacko says other.
Ah,
So everybody's like, oh, canonically non-binary, and now in all of the wikis it says that he's non-binary.
you know, actually, that could make sense. Again, I don't want to speak for anything like that, but there is one joke I noticed something. I'm actually surprised the internet hasn't picked up on it more.
Hmm.
So there's a joke about Yakko, the tall one, and Dot going on a double date with some bats. It's just a throwaway joke.
Right.
But Dot is with was clearly the female bat, which has a little bow in her hair, and Yakko is with the male bat.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, they don't say anything about it, but I was wondering if that was a little nod to it.
I mean, that's definitely interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. They haven't said anything.
Maybe they'll address it in season 2.
Yeah.
I really need to watch that show. I'll watch it and get back to you. I'm pretty sure I still have Hulu somehow.
Yeah, it's really good. The Pinky and the Brain stuff is the best.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
had a middle school friend call me Pinky.
Oh, that's kind of mean.
Yeah, uh she just called me fucking Pinky all the time. She was like, "You just reminded me of him." And I was like, "No." Why, God?
Yeah. All I'll say about that is there's a really good episode, but there's a episode that makes Brain in like an actual villain, not like a cartoon villain, like an actual like awful villain that you would hate.
Awesome.
Yeah, it introduces a new character, and it's the character I love, but the what Brain does to her is really bad. Uh, so I'm trying to think that's pretty good. It's pretty good. The thing I miss a lot is it doesn't have a lot of the other characters that were in the Animaniacs.
Right. Yeah, I heard about that. I heard that they cut a large amount of the cast.
Yeah,
And I get why they did that. Like when you bring things back, you have to...
well,
Okay, so
yeah, I think.
Yakko or Wacko is non-binary. It's canon. I'm gonna reverse Google image search that comic and see if I can find the original comic.
Yeah. All I'll say is I do miss some of the old characters like Slappy Squirrel and the Good Feathers and all that.
Yeah, out of all of them, I think Slappy Squirrel should come back. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time using words today.
I will say they do something funny with that.
With
So they do address why the other characters aren't there. There's an episode about it.
Really?
Yeah, I could.
That's hilarious.
If you want, I can spoil it, but it is pretty funny.
Um, I think I'd rather discover it for myself, and then we'll discuss it on the next one, if that's
Yeah.
cool.
All I'll say is
In
I
the
think.
meantime, everybody watch the Animaniacs on Hulu. It's apparently really good.
Yeah. I will say.
Anyway,
Oh, go ahead.
I have an update on trying to find the source of the comic. There's an entire YouTube video on it,
Oh wow.
and I'm going to watch it later.
Okay. Yeah. Send
Um,
that to me.
yeah, sure.
Yeah. That's kind of cool. I'll have to check that out. Yeah. So
I just
yeah.
really like the meme, honestly. Any kind of representation, trans people, but especially non-binary people can claw out of pop culture. I'm all for.
Okay. Um.
Anyway,
So let me think. What should I do next? I watched with my dad an old series. I've actually never seen it. I saw its sister show, Warehouse 13. It's an old show called Eureka.
yeah.
I think it was on Sci-Fi back in the day, the Sci-Fi channel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That sounds vaguely familiar, but I never watched it, and I think all I saw were commercials for it.
yeah, it's good. It's it gets a little cheesy, but it's about a sheriff, just like a normal guy, going to this secret town of like super geniuses that the government has built, and they usually solve like not crimes of the week, but like disasters of the week.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I would recommend it. It's on Peacock. I actually get that streaming channel free for with my Xfinity package.
That's awesome. How is Peacock?
It's okay. It's got a lot of the NBC stuff, but I've watched a lot of the NBC stuff already, so there's not much on there right now. I would highly, if you're a Psych fan, I would definitely check out the second Psych movie that's on there.
Wow, I didn't even know Psych had a first movie.
Oh yeah, they're both
To
on
be
there.
honest, mainstream TV is something I don't really pay attention to, other than like what's on Netflix.
Yeah, they're both really good. They're like longer versions of the show.
Awesome.
Yeah, I would recommend them. I'm not really going to go into detail too much about them because they're just Psych. They're good. Is all I'll say.
Yeah, I remember liking Psych, just the parts that I've seen.
Yeah.
Isn't that the one with the guy who's pretending to be psychic?
Yeah, he's a pretend psych. He's actually like a really good detective. This is how he does it. But
Mm-hmm.
he's not a cop, so he pretends to be psychic so he can be a consultant.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah, it is really
Yeah.
funny.
I think
Um.
the most mainstream show I've ever gotten into was House.
Oh yeah, I used to be into House when I was a kid.
Yeah, I was into House when I was a kid too. It was I bought oh no, I got the first season as a present and then I just kept watching that over and over. I remember the episode about the old lady and the teddy bears, the best slash the worst ever
Uh.
since COVID-19 happened.
Yeah.
Those images of the virus going onto the teddy bear and then going on to infect one of the children and kill them is fucking terrifying.
Yeah, I remember. Scrubs had an episode like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a. It wasn't that bad. Basically, it was just like someone forgot to put on a glove or disposed of a glove wrong, and then his hand turned green, and then he shakes some kind of patient's hand goodbye. It was an elderly woman, gave her a virus, that kind of thing.
Oh man, that's awful.
Yeah,
But
Uh,
I mean, that's how it happens.
yeah. Well, I'm just glad we're in 2021 and there's a vaccine, at least. I think it's being produced.
Yeah, do you want the details? I've been paying a lot of attention to politics.
No, I'm good. I have them on the thing. I was gonna get one for the job I was working at, and then the whole craziness happened. So
Oh man, it would be so nice to be vaccinated right now.
yeah.
I know of two people who have gotten vaccinated, and they're members of a band,
Huh. Okay.
but their day jobs are other things that are more important. So,
Yeah, that makes sense. So the next thing I watched is a movie called Wolf Walkers.
oh man, we've been planning on seeing that, like the entire house, but we haven't found a way to see it. How did you see it?
Um, you can get a free trial of Apple TV for 7 days. That's how I did it.
Oh, okay, then we'll just do that.
Yeah, that movie it's just a masterpiece of art.
Yeah.
It is
I
one of the
mean,
most,
you're biased, but
huh?
you're a little biased, but I
Oh,
mean,
it's not about the wolves. I'll get into that. I am a I'm a huge animation nerd. I've always loved animation. This is one of the most beautiful pieces of animation I've ever seen. It's so fluid.
yeah, everything that studio does is really fucking good.
I've seen
Have
some
you?
of their other work, just clips of it, and it's better than it's like the best thing they've ever produced.
You still need to see Secret of Kells, though,
I haven't
and
seen
Song
Secret
of
of
the
Kills.
Sea.
I'll be honest with you.
You have to, after seeing this, you have to go back and watch that one.
I've seen clips of the Breadwinner, which is I think one of their first ones.
Really? I had no idea. That's based on a book I read back in fourth grade. I'm gonna have to check that one out.
Yeah.
If it's at least it's the same title. Maybe it's not the same book. Okay. Well, I'm recording on my podcast me stating a fact that I don't know.
I'll see.
Again.
I'll send you the
New Year, everyone.
I'll send you the thing. So Wolfwalkers, it's as far as story goes, it's got pretty good story beats. I would say it's very much like a classic Disney movie.
Really?
Yeah, it feels a lot like I'm trying to feel not even like '90s like Disney movie. I'm talking like Sword in the Stone or oh man, I'm trying to think of other ones, but they're escaping me right now. But yeah,
So classic like Fox and the Hound and the Rescuers, or are you talking older, like classic like
not like
Pinocchio and
Snow
Snow
White, just
White?
because the girls are more, you know, they're not waiting for someone to save them. But yeah, Sword in the Stone. The villain is like a mashup of the hunter from Tarzan and the villain of the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Okay, that sounds like a good deal to me. The Hunchback of Notre Dame has one of the strongest Disney villains, so
Yeah, he's a good villain. Yeah, and I mean, again, they get this classic story beats. He's defeated in the very classic Disney trope. In fact, if you know those two villains and how they perish, you can probably guess what happens to them.
uh-oh, what happened in the background there?
Oh, my cat knocked over something. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, it's beautiful. I'm trying to think how to describe it. So for those unaware, it's basically I don't know if it's an actual folklore, but it takes place in Ireland, I believe. I'm sorry if I'm getting that wrong, and it's Scotland, but it's in Europe. And
Hmm.
basically, it takes place during a time where the English took over that part of Ireland, and it focuses on a girl who her and her father have gone there on a basically her dad got hired there to be a hunter because they have a wolf problem.
Right.
Yeah, and
That sounds like everything that's covered in the trailer.
yeah, I'm not gonna spoil much that's not in the trailer. Um,
Okay.
yeah, and then basically she goes out of the city against her father's will and discovers this group of wolves and this little girl who's surrounded by them. And the story kind of goes from there. Again, I don't want to spoil too much. And again, it goes through a lot of the like cliches of like an old kids movie would, but it subverts some of them, and I think it's told very well.
Hmm.
But visually, it's gorgeous. I recommend everyone check it out.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to. It's the trailer looks amazing. I don't really have any other words for it. Uh when I
Yeah.
was younger, I was like way into wolves, and this is the kind of movie that like younger me wishes they had.
Oh yeah, me too. I've always been really into wolves. Okay, so I guess the next thing I'll do is Wonder Woman 84.
Oh no, you saw it? What
Yeah,
did you think?
I like it. It's not, the greatest movie ever, but it's It's a lot like those Christopher Reeve Superman movies from like the 70s.
Yeah, I love those movies.
Yeah, so I think that I've seen a
At
lot
least
of the
I love the
bad.
first one.
Well, I think it's pretty good.
Okay.
So again, I can see why people don't like it because it's not the typical superhero movie. That's why I'm saying it's like the 70s ones. But it is very comic book, like Silver Age comic book. At least in my opinion. So the villain
That
isn't like a
makes sense.
yeah, the villain's not sort of a straightforward villain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He like if Wonder Woman could have gotten to him earlier and something didn't happen in the story that kind of makes it hard for her to do that, she would have kicked his ass in like 2 minutes.
Oh, but because the timing was off, he was able to get more powerful.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
It's
just
kind of
what.
like Syndrome in Incredibles. How, like,
Yeah, kind of, I guess. He's not even that, like.
not really, I haven't seen Wonder Woman 84.
Yeah, he's
So,
not. How do I put it? He's not like a super villain. Sorry, that's the damn cat again. He's not a super villain. He's not a good guy, but he's just kind of like a con man.
okay.
Yeah. Now, that
Is he a
said,
smooth talker?
yes. I think the whole deal with him, and I don't think this is spoiling anything because it's in the trailer, is he's one of those like 80s, get rich kind of dudes that would sell those VHSs.
They would sell VHSs to get rich?
I don't know. Like today, like when you see a YouTube ad where it's like, these are like the top 10 tricks I do to make like $5,000. Here's my Ferrari. That kind of dude.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That kind of thing. I know back in the day they had those in the movie takes place like in the early 80s. I was watching it with my parents, so luckily they were able to explain some stuff I didn't understand.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Cheetah's in it. That's
Oh,
my
yeah.
biggest complaint is Cheetah, unfortunately.
Oh, no.
Well,
Damn.
Cheetah, and I've even read why, because I was right about this. Cheetah feels really, really tacked on in this movie. It's the Spider-Man free Venom problem.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah. So the director did actually want to make the kind of movie I was talking about, where it's not a straight up supervillain that you just punch to beat. But the studio wanted like a big fight scene, so Cheetah's sort of tacked on, and her motivation is very flimsy.
Mm-hmm.
Her motivation, I mean, it's comic book-ish, but so she's an attractive girl or woman, but she's kind of dresses dowdy, I guess is how you would say that in a nice way. She's got glasses, dresses kind of plain. So a lot of people don't pay her a lot of attention.
Okay.
So eventually, through the villain's MacGuffin, she was able to kind of break out of that. But
Right.
it's a, what, this is a spoiling, but they do say it in the movie. The villain's MacGuffin is a monkey's paw, like literally.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, it grants wishes, but it takes something, obviously.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically hers, it gives her, like, confidence and strength and everything, but it takes away, like, her, humanity, because she's actually a really nice person at the beginning of the movie.
Oh.
Then the other big problem is she's not Cheetah for most of the movie. She's really
Gotcha.
strong, and she has Wonder Woman's, like, powers.
Mm-hmm.
But she's not really, like, she's not Cheetah. She shows up at random times just to kind of block Wonder Woman when she's about to, save the day. And it's really weird because they're friends at the beginning, and there's not a real reason for her to be a heel turn like that.
Right.
And
Yeah, so she was just prescribed villain from the start.
yeah, and then eventually, when she wants to become more powerful, she does become Cheetah. Like Anthro Cheetah is all I can describe. But the fight scene only lasts a few minutes. It's very dark. Cheetah moves very fast. It's very clear that they were trying to hide the CGI. And very much like, again, Spider-Man 3 with Venom, it has the face problem.
Right.
I don't remember the actor's. Yeah, I don't remember the actor's name of who plays Cheetah, but it's very clear that she did not want the cat makeup on her face. They wanted to still be recognizable as the actor. So it's a cheetah body and like hair and all that, but her face is like a human face.
Oh,
It just doesn't look that good with the rest of the body.
that's funny.
Yeah, like in Spider-Man 3, Venom, for whatever reason, Eddie Brock would have his face exposed. They would only like show the mask every like few minutes.
Yeah. I didn't realize that was something the agent probably pulled, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like trying to get the actor's face more on it. I
Same
thought
issue.
it was just something that the style of the movie wanted.
Yeah. But all the other stuff is pretty good in the movie. They bring Steve Trevor back. That's not a surprise. That's in the trailers.
It was a surprise to me. I haven't seen the trailer.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
That's like a big selling point, and it happens very early on.
No, it's okay. I'm probably like, I don't know. I was gonna pass on this one, honestly, but I want to see what happens to the DC universe after this. So, I don't know.
We'll
Like,
see.
I've got a lot of the DC movies I need to catch up on because I still haven't seen Birds of Prey. I still haven't seen Wonder Woman 88 or 84. Fuck me.
This one's a lot different as far as like tone and style. It's like as opposite as you can get from those Snyder movies.
Yeah, that's a good thing in my book. I saw Man of Steel when it came out, and I was thoroughly unimpressed. Just as someone who's a fan of Superman, I was like, this isn't my Superman. And then the person I saw it with was like, that's the point. And then I never spoke to them again.
Yeah, that's the thing. Weirdly too, I really do not like Superman, and even I hate Man of Steel. Even I know Man of Steel is not a good adaptation of him.
Yeah. I don't have feelings about that movie like a lot of Superman fans do, but yikes. It's not a good film. Like,
Yeah.
Superman just does so much shit in that movie that Superman doesn't do.
Yeah.
And that's not to say that, he can't grow as a character because, like, I like how he's portrayed in Injustice. So I think Injustice pulls off Superman better than
I'll say my favorite version of Superman, and it's obviously where they got a lot of the Injustice storyline from the one episode. Is Justice League Superman?
Right.
Yeah, so I know he can be done right, and I can actually like him, but I've never seen really a version I love too much. Christopher Reeve's alright, but they're goofy.
You mean the animated Justice League, right?
Yeah, Justice League and then Justice League Unlimited.
Right, yeah. I just wanted to clarify for anyone listening because
not the
now
Super
Justice
Friends.
League or the Snyder cut.
Oh, I've never even
coming
seen
out.
that.
I might, but it's not because I want to.
See, because I did watch Batman versus Superman because I really love Batman and do think he could win in a fight against Superman. But that was really bad. That was very disappointing. And I should have known.
We'll just have to agree to disagree on
Oh,
whether Superman could beat Batman.
well, Batman could beat Superman, I think you mean, but yeah.
I don't know.
All I'll say in that, because I don't want to start a whole thing with that, is I'm just going to say it. Superman's greatest villain is a genius millionaire who I believe is a little dumber than Batman is.
Fuck.
Yeah, I always usually... Yeah. That's my point always on it.
You're fucking right. What is Superman doing? Couldn't he? Maybe. I don't know. Look, dude, it's comic books, okay? Don't take it so seriously.
Yeah.
No, I'm only saying that because I have no rebuttal. That is a really good point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man.
I would say this is closer to tone and to Shazam, if you saw that. I do actually really love Shazam.
Oh, man, I actually wanted to see Shazam. Maybe that's... right now, me and my roommates are going to be watching the X-Men movies. But maybe we should watch the DC movies after that.
I would suggest Shazam and Wonder Woman, definitely.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Birds of Prey.
Maybe we just watch those three. I heard Birds of Prey was fun, but then I heard from critics it's not good. So it's probably fun, but not good.
I would also suggest...
You know, like Twilight, or...
Yeah, I think you watched them, but I would also
the
suggest the
quintessential
Harley
example.
Quinn cartoon. Oh, sorry.
Oh, it's okay. The Harley Quinn cartoon is, like, really fucking good. It's just kind of what I headcanon the comic book universe to be like when the comic book isn't playing.
Oh, yeah.
Because you always hear about the horrible things that the other villains do, but they never actually, unless you're reading one of the darker DC comics, they don't show, you know, what happens.
Yeah.
Unless it's like the New 52 where the Joker actually does rip his own face off.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
That happens in the New
before.
52.
Yeah, that sounds kind of weird.
Yeah, it was weird. I didn't finish that storyline, so I can't comment on it. I think other people started wearing the Joker mask.
Oh,
and then started...
That's weird.
Yeah, so literally wearing his face.
Oh, also the Joker movie is pretty good, but it's very intense.
I didn't really care for that one as much. Like, it's objectively a good movie. He wasn't
I do
that
feel
funny.
I do feel
Like, I find the Joker hilarious most of the time, especially in the animated series. He's a riot,
yeah.
but I didn't really find him that funny in Joker.
I do feel like that movie could have been, you know, not DC. Could have been, like, just called something else.
You're right, and that's definitely by design. Like, they wanted it to be Oscar material, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that movie would have benefited, actually, if it just gone by some other name. I don't know, like The Clown or something.
Yeah.
But,
do you think they're gonna add it into the universe now?
I think they're doing separate universes. I know there's a sequel to The Joker that's supposed to take place, like, way, way later and have a different actor.
Oh, I don't know if it'll work as well with a different actor.
Yeah. I don't know. It wouldn't work in that universe, but there's a part of me that's always kind of wanted something. I don't know how it would work. I think you'd have to do like a revision of Batman Beyond. I would love to see Mark Hamill play a live-action Joker, like a really old one.
That would be hella cool.
Yeah, I always thought that could work. But again, I feel like you'd have to do Batman Beyond or like a much older Batman.
Yeah, I'm not sure how you'd pull that off.
Yeah. Let's see. I think the last thing I watched worth talking about is Soul, the new Pixar
Yeah, I
movie.
saw Soul too. Uh, Soul was really fucking good. Just the creativity on display with the afterlife, and then focusing it on a black jazz musician was really amazing. Uh,
Yeah, I
the
really
voice
liked
work
it.
was really good. Uh, the gags were really good. I really loved 22
Yeah, I
as
really liked 22. I related to her a lot.
yeah, I related to her a lot too.
Yeah. I also like the main character Joe. I find him a little selfish, but I think that's on purpose.
Oh, definitely, but he's more like three-dimensional that way, I think.
Yeah, I like the crazy. Well, he's not crazy actually, but they're guru kind of guy. If you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. He's
Yeah,
not crazy because like he
he's
turns out
right.
what he's talking about. Yeah. But I mean, he's crazy. So,
Yeah, yeah.
love the guru dude. I want to smoke weed with him.
Yeah. Yeah, I liked a lot. I liked the Jerrys. I thought those were pretty funny little guys.
Yeah, I loved how each of them was different, and uh I wouldn't mind some extended soul lore, like so that you could get to know each of them a little bit differently.
Oh
Because you
yeah,
could tell just by their voices and by their design that they have their own personalities. And you do get to see the difference between them, but most of the time we get to focus on the main Jerry and then Terry, the accountant.
yeah,
So,
yeah. But there's a lot of There's a lot of good parts of that. I really like just the. It's sort of slice of life, honestly, when they're in New York,
yeah.
and someone seeing that through like just for the first time, and how like something like pizza or like just a leaf falling is really beautiful, but we may take that for granted.
That's so true. I
Yeah.
know I definitely took things for granted before I was diagnosed with schizophrenia, so.
Yeah. I also kind of like. And actually, that's
Sorry, you cut out.
I was just gonna say something I like, but actually, I realized it's kind of a spoiler, so I'm not gonna talk about
Do you
that.
want to talk spoilers since like we both saw it?
Yeah, we can talk spoilers. I'll put like a spoiler warning or something up.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Uh
So go ahead.
I think the movie would have been stronger if he had died at the end. Like if the Terrys had been like or Jerry's had been like, yeah, you did the right thing, but there's no fighting the universe.
Yeah, I
Because
feel.
then his sacrifice would have meant a lot more. And I guess like part of me is still really happy that, he gets to go on and live his life and do his gig, but
Yeah,
it's I don't know.
I kind of would have liked it if
It
he. I kind of would have liked it if he had accepted it more, because he seemed like he was ready to accept that was the end of his life.
right.
Yeah, I think that would have
I
helped.
also I also kind of wish that they hadn't, implied that his life was meaningless.
I don't
Because when they
think
go through the hall of him, it's, everything is done in that blue tone and it's all just really sad images of him doing things alone. When, like, people touch each other more often than that, and I don't mean that literally, I mean, like, that character is usually really kind to people. And, like, we see him become a kinder person throughout the movie. But, I don't know.
I kind
That
of
kind of
read
rubbed me the wrong way.
I
Just
kind
to
of read
have,
that as those moments, or at least this is what I thought. Those moments aren't like decided by like the Jerrys. I think that's probably what he thinks are the best moments in his life, like maybe subconsciously, because it's a lot of him
oh,
playing
okay.
music. But you notice like, and I'm surprised it didn't have a scene of this like afterwards where he went back for there. I thought there was going to be a scene where he goes back and it's a lot of him like inspiring his students and helping those people out and all that.
Exactly. I mean, it's corny, but it is a Disney movie. So,
Yeah. I am really glad they didn't show 22 what she was on Earth. I watched it with my parents too, and my mom was like, "Oh, well, they don't show what she ended up being." And I was like, "Oh, that way you can fill it in yourself."
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
22 grew up to be a millennial.
She'd be a Zoomer actually, or past a
Yeah,
Zoomer,
I
honestly.
know. Well, you see, she got knocked back in time after she came down to Earth, so
Oh, that'd be hilarious. That'd be
I just
weird.
made that up.
Well, if you think about that, if she's, what did they say that one soul was like a million and something thousand, and she's 22? If they actually send
Yeah.
her to the time period she was meant to be born in, she'd be like a cave woman or man.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
That'd be
Um,
really funny.
I do really. It's classic Disney. I really like Joe, like the whole thing about like a purpose, and Joe thinks there's supposed
Hmm.
to be a purpose, and then he's like completely
Right.
wrong.
Yeah, I thought
And he
that was
realizes
really cool.
yeah, I really like that he's like, oh yeah, I've been a jerk, just focusing on this one thing and kind of pushing everyone else aside for it. And then he gets
Yeah.
it, and he's like, okay, that was fun, but I don't want to, I don't want to do that forever. It's the same thing over and over.
I really liked that it was a non-religious afterlife.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
the great big ball could be anything,
oh
but they
yeah, I
don't
really
push
like
it
that.
and they don't push it any other way. And as an atheist, that's,
Yeah,
really important to me to not,
yeah.
because, like, some of the older Disney films, at least in dialogue, would have references to Jesus.
Oh
And
yeah,
then in the 90s Disney films, there were films like The Hunchback of Notre Dame where God was actually in the movie. So
yeah,
it's
yeah,
really cool to see them not do that for this one and have
yeah,
something that genuinely everyone can, watch and ideally not be offended by. But
yeah.
yeah,
I
I don't know.
I'm agnostic, but as someone who
Hmm.
was actually raised Catholic, I thought the Mother Teresa joke was really funny.
Yeah, I found them fucking hilarious.
Yeah. The only thing I was like,
Have compassion for every soul except for you. I don't like you.
the only one I didn't get up there, and not even like, she should be in one afterlife or the other. It's just I don't think she did anything like extremely remarkable. Why the heck is Marie Antoinette up there? Why is she a mentor?
I don't know, just so that they can make the joke.
That she's in a cake shop?
Yeah, and that she was also just a floating head.
Yeah, that was really funny.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. Yeah. And actually, going back to that Wolf Walkers, you actually probably really like that. The
Yeah.
villain is actually the reason they're doing what they're doing is just same thing as Hunchback of Notre Dame. He thinks he's like you know God has sent him there to do that. I just wanted to put
Mhm.
that out there.
That's why you should watch Secret of Kells, because the villain in that movie, well, okay, there's two villains in that movie, and one of them is stereotypical deep dark evil, don't bother it. But the other villain, who is a human, is very complex, but
Yeah.
not in a rapey way, like, like the Hunchback of Notre Dame is. Spoilers.
So is it actually about kelpies? I think they're pronounced. The seals
Yeah.
who wear skin. Oh, okay, yeah, I'm familiar with that story.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll have to check it out. This is their first movie I've actually fully seen, so I'll have to
Hmm.
definitely check that out.
Yeah, no, Song of the Sea is the one about Kelpies. Secret of Kells is the one about the Irish settlement in the sea.
Huh? Yeah, I'm gonna have to definitely check that out after.
You will not regret watching either of those movies.
Yeah, I would never. No one will regret watching Wolfwalkers, even if
There's
they
a,
don't
s-
love the story. That they won't regret watching it.
there's a song in The Secret of Kells that makes me cry every time I hear it.
Oh man.
So that's pretty high praise for me.
Yeah. I guess before I finish, the only other thing after watching Soul is I watched that little. It's like a little short they made about a rabbit building like a home in a hole. It's pretty good. It's pretty cute and funny.
Was it Burrow?
Yeah, that's what it's called.
Yeah, I saw that too. It was really cute.
Yeah, I thought it was
I
pretty
love
funny.
Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
Disney Plus has way more like short entertainment than any other platform,
yeah.
and
Those new Mickey
it's
Mouse
really
shorts are
fucking
really good.
good. Okay, maybe not any other platform. YouTube has more, but uh I don't know, like there's just tons of cute little shorts on Disney Plus and I love all of them.
Yeah, definitely. Especially if you like the older shorts too.
Oh yeah, I've actually been working my way through them chronologically,
Oh
just
wow.
to like see all of the Disney like history. And it's been a lot of fun. But a lot of the early ones are really weird.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it just things change.
Yeah, things change a lot. For those of you who haven't listened to the podcast before, we covered the original Sonic movie because Brown Wolf here is a fan of the new comics that they're publishing at IDW, I believe.
That is correct.
Yeah, and I used to be a really big fan of them when I was younger. Like when I was in elementary school and middle school, I was a big classic Sonic fan, and I was really into the Archie comics version of Sonic. So we both have a soft spot for it. But neither of us are really into the modern games, right?
No, I've never really played a Sonic game to be honest.
Oh, fuck, I forgot. You should really play at least the old ones. Oh no, I accidentally started the trailer. Uh, anyway, what we have for you today is just a little bit of news about the second movie. Apparently, the only Knuckles the Echidna is going to be making an appearance. Everybody's favorite spiky fisted echidna is gonna show up in full CGI glory, and I really hope that it's terrifying, like the original Sonic design.
Yeah. We'll see. I'm not too familiar with Knuckles just because I haven't played the games. He's not in the IDW comics.
Oh, really? Well, that's a shame. He's actually a really good character.
Yeah, I'm mostly familiar with him through, and hopefully I'll have her on one day. I've been meaning to get her on. Um, Delta, who's someone for the Dice Funk um, Discord and has her own podcast. I think it's called Humans Holler and News. Makes a Sonic comic, and I know he's a major character in that.
Oh, yeah, I've seen her work actually. So I know
Yeah,
what you're talking about. But maybe our viewers don't.
yeah, I would.
So, yeah, there are these neat little sprite comics that she makes with sprites from the games. Eh, I haven't really read a whole lot of them, but Brown Wolf here is a fan of them.
Yeah, they're pretty good for Sprite comics. I'll shout it out. It's called Eon's World. I know she also draws some of them. So
Oh, really? I assumed it was just a sprite comic. That's my bad, ignorant.
it
Okay.
depends. From what she told me, it depends on what era. I guess her story takes place in two different timelines.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a really good comic. I would suggest checking it out. I think you can find it on her website, which is just called Eon's World, and I think she also publishes it on DeviantArt.
That's fun.
I also know Knuckles through, obviously, the Game Grumps. There's that one
Uh,
classic scene. Oh, sorry.
no, I was just gonna talk about this old web comic I used to be into back when I was in m- middle school. It was like based on Metal Gear Solid, and it was like what all of the villains were doing before Snake shows up.
That sounds pretty funny.
Yeah, so they were like setting all the traps and like getting all the things set up for him, and it was like building up, and then Snake shows up and just decimates everything.
Yeah.
At least I think that's how it went. I don't 100% remember. But the art was really bad, but it was just some guy using MS Paint, and it got better over time. But it was really good for what it was. Anyway, I'm done. I can't remember what it's called, but
Yeah. Yeah, so there's not too much else on the Sonic story. Can you hear me? Is the cast of Avatar The Last Airbender, the original, should be reuniting later this week. I think it's just the actors meeting up, but they'll be like doing a virtual
yeah.
interview.
Yeah, it's on the 9th. So, you know,
Yeah,
we're recording this on the 4th. It's on Saturday.
yeah, should be
Uh,
interesting.
It should be noted that, like, if you're gonna come watch this thing, I think it costs money.
Oh, I did not see that.
Does it cost money?
Let me double check on the article. Sorry about this.
That's okay.
Nah, 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 nah. Uh, I always hate when they have
Only
the
on
gallery things.
Stakelet. Get ticket. Purchase a ticket.
Yeah, I think you might have to buy tickets.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. That's usually how these things go, but
Yeah. So, not too much to talk about that. It's kind of cool they're reuniting. I know Avatar is more popular than ever being on Netflix.
yeah, and which is awesome. It's really one of the great TV shows of our era. And
Yeah.
I don't mean just kids TV shows. It's it the original series at least holds up. I actually, when the original series came out, I hated it. I couldn't stand it. But it was because my little brothers were really fucking into it.
That
But
makes sense.
then Legend of Korra came out, and I loved that. And then I went back and watched the original series and realized I was a fucking idiot. It's an amazing series.
I've actually
It deals
never.
with a lot of things that some adult shows don't even touch on, like themes of war and like healing after tragedy and family. It's
Yeah,
really good.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, I've actually never seen Korra, but I did really love the original Avatar. I watched it when I was a kid, pretty much when I was airing.
I think you should give Korra a shot, especially since it's now on Netflix.
Yeah, now that I have
Like,
Netflix, I really should.
it's not the best show and it doesn't stack up to the original series, but I really enjoy it. It's kind of like a really good fan fiction of the show.
Yeah, I'll definitely check it out.
Okay.
Okay. Next one is just kind of a silly one. Apparently, they're making a Rubik's Cube movie and game show.
Yeah, it's funny that they're doing both. What if they tie into each other? That'd be really funny.
Yeah,
What if, like, by solving your Rubik's Cube fast enough, you get a spot in the movie? And
that'd be
then,
really
like,
funny.
in the movie, you're the mystical chosen one who
Yeah, that'd be
is
pretty funny.
rumored to be able to solve the Rubik's Cube in under blank seconds. Blank being however many seconds it took you in the contest. And then, see, how are they going to maintain the show? Because, like, you can only watch people solve Rubik's Cube so many times.
Yeah, I guess they would have to get those freakier Rubik's cubes in, the ones that aren't square. Have you ever seen those?
Huh?
They make more
I
complicated ones that are like more complex 3D shapes.
really?
Yeah, I don't know.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'll send you pictures afterwards because I have to figure out what they're called to even to look them up.
They're probably called like Rubik's, I don't know, time cubes or whatever.
And then if you have time, I was just gonna go through a real quick list of Disney announced a bunch of movies. I was just gonna cherry
I
pick
had a
through them.
thing. I had a thing about the Rubik's Cube movie actually.
Okay, go ahead.
They should cross it over with Hellraiser. I'm just saying. It's already a
uh,
Rubik's Cube.
oh, that'd be really funny.
It's a puzzle box. They should do it. It's plastic and then it like melts and they're like, "Oh God, what have we done?" That's how it ends. Everybody just fucking dies and gets sucked into a puzzle box. They're like, "This is the final boss," and then Hellraiser comes out or Pinhead. His name's not Hellraiser. His name is Pinhead. Comes out and he's like, "You chose poorly."
Yeah,
Yeah, that's how they should do it. Call
that'd
me
be
up,
funny.
Hollywood.
That'd be funny. Okay. Do you want to get into the Persona news?
Yeah, I do. I really do. So, this is just a tweet, but it does say, uh-oh, where'd it go? Oh, okay, hold on. There it is. It does say that, like, not all, but a lot of the Persona music is going to be showing up on Spotify as of midnight tonight. Oh no, midnight on January 5th. Does that mean tonight or does that mean tomorrow night?
Huh, I'm not sure. Huh. Yeah, I really
Okay.
don't know.
Well, I hope it's tonight because like the Persona video game series is very near and dear to my heart, and the music is a big part of that. It's all a good deal of it is composed by this guy called Shoji Meguro, and I don't know much about him, but he makes some really good music. Uh, each of the games has a different soundtrack feel to it. Like Persona 3 uses a lot of uh rap and like hip hop beats, while Persona 4 uses pop and like J-pop, and then Persona 5 is all jazz.
Huh.
Um
Okay.
Persona
Yeah.
1 and 2 don't have the same kind of distinction other than being like pretty good generic video game soundtracks.
Oh
But
yeah.
there's still some good tracks in Persona 2, don't get me wrong. But what I'm most excited for here is the Dancing All Night soundtrack is gonna be on there too. I'm really hoping the Persona 3 and 5 dancing soundtracks are put on as well because those have some good remixes too. Like the Memories of You remix with uh I think it's just the Shoji Meguro remix, but I'm not 100% sure.
Oh.
Uh it's a really good song. You should listen to it.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of the songs from Five. I actually really like them.
Yeah. Have you ever played a Persona game?
No, I've never played one. I watched some Let's Plays of them, but they seem a little too long, and I'm not big into JRPGs.
You should still play them. I don't care.
Maybe one day I'll check out
Anyway,
Five.
yeah, you should at least give it a try. It's only $25 right now for the Steelbook edition of Persona 5 Royal.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, I'll check it out.
Yeah, that's also a little bit of gaming news. Yeah.
uh, okay, I guess for the last story, I'm just gonna go through this real quick. Jerry picked the ones that seem interesting.
Hmm.
Disney about announced a bunch of new movies at their like big con a few weeks back. So let's see. Just gonna go for the ones that look interesting.
For me, Raya and the Last Dragon looks really interesting. Uh,
Yeah.
I'm I'm always a fan of when Disney tries to do adventure. It doesn't always work. In fact, it usually doesn't work. But when it does work, it's usually really fun.
Yeah.
Uh, like I think the best example of like Disney adventure would be the original Pirates of the Caribbean. Like that's just a really solid fucking film.
I
And
was I was always a fan of Atlantis. If we're staying in the animated era.
yeah, I love Atlantis, don't get me wrong, but it flopped big
Oh yeah,
time.
sucks.
Like real bad.
Yeah, I know.
And after that, so did Treasure Planet, a movie that I also really love and that I think deserves to be in Kingdom Hearts, but they're probably never going to because it was such a huge flop.
Yeah, probably.
Sorry, I didn't quite catch that. Could you please repeat it?
Sorry, Siri went off. I don't know why.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought I heard Siri in the background there.
Yeah. Let's see.
How's Now let's get Siri on the show. How you doing, Siri?
uh,
All right.
okay, let's see.
The other one that looks promising is Cruella. Like, on the one hand, did we need an animal abuser to have a movie? On the other hand, Maleficent was kind of cool.
they've had.
Uh, I'm not a fan of the Maleficent movie, but like when Maleficent came out, I was eager to see them like try that format with their other movies. But then all they did was just do the live remakes that just retold the story instead of actually trying to do something different with it. So,
Yeah, I don't know. There's already.
hopefully this is more of the trying to do something different with it.
Yeah, I feel there's already been so many Dalmatian movies though. There was the original. There was all those remakes in the early 2000s. There were live action.
There was the original, and then there was at least one sequel, and then
Yeah,
there was the two live action ones.
yeah, and then I think there was a cartoon, if I remember correctly. There might be more than one cartoon, honestly.
There was definitely one cartoon, and it was about the puppies.
Ah, okay.
Do you remember that? I remember
Barely.
that show. My favorite puppy was Domino.
Yeah, it's
At least
not
I'm
ringing a
pretty
bell.
sure that's what one of them was named. There was 99 of them, so you can only remember so many.
Yeah. Let's see. Is this a remake? There's gonna be an animated Night at the Museum, which sounds kind of promising.
Yeah, I was thinking like, oh God, they're gonna remake Night at the Museum, so it's just gonna be the same thing again. But no, if they do it animated, that's a good way to make it actually like, uh, not shit.
Yeah.
What do you think of the Jungle Cruise movie?
That looks like a lot of fun. If they do it right, I think it could be like the '90s Mummy, like that kind of adventure movie, like they were popular in the '90s.
I could see that. Yeah, that could be cool.
Yeah,
I just don't see that happening.
yeah. It's all.
It
It just
looks really
depends.
bad to me.
Yeah, well, it's too early to say, honestly.
Yeah. Encanto sounds interesting.
And Kanto sounds interesting. There's not a lot of information on it. It's directed by the guy who made Zootopia, which I really liked.
Yeah, and the music's by Lin Manuel Miranda. It's he did. Let me just Google him. Do he did fucking uh God damn it. It's the really big musical right now. Hamilton. He did Hamilton. Why couldn't I think of it? My roommates have been listening to Hamilton like a ton. And I guess Disney just decided to snatch him up. He
Yeah,
also did. He was also in Mary Poppins Returns,
never seen
apparently.
that one.
Yeah.
Um. Okay. Um.
Anyway, he's just a really cool figure in like pop culture right now. So it's awesome that, he's doing the music.
Yeah, it should be interesting. Let's
All
see.
right.
Oh, oh God, they're making Aladdin 2. Is it gonna be Return
Yeah.
of Jafar, but live action? Not saying if it's
No.
Jafar or not.
Yeah, it's not. They said that it's not going to be. They said that they looked through the 1001 Nights for inspiration and that it's going to be based on a different story from in there. So, um, like I'm actually excited for this because like rehashing the same thing over didn't seem to be what any of them really wanted to do. But this is a chance for them to tell a completely different story, have completely original music, and like develop the characters in a completely different way. Like this is actually a chance for them to do something different, and I really hope they take it.
Yeah, maybe it'll be better than that remake. The remake wasn't good.
Yeah, I saw the remake and I wasn't a fan of it either, unfortunately.
Okay, they're making Hocus Pocus 2. Not much to say on that. I know that's one of my mom's favorite Halloween movies.
I still haven't seen it. I meant to see it this Halloween, but I just kind of forgot. So I'll see it at some point. Maybe I'll see it right before I watch Hocus Pocus 2.
Okay. Yeah, there's let's see. The only other things I'm seeing on here that are really that noteworthy are there's gonna be a new Chippendales Rescue movie. Ew, it's gonna be hybrid live action with
Yeah,
animation.
think Alvin and the Chipmunks cross, you know, the Great Mouse Detective.
Well, it has John Mulaney. I really like John Mulaney, so maybe it'll be okay.
Yeah. Um,
Uh, Indiana Jones 5. I knew about that one. Not much on that.
how about that Lion King prequel? It's
Oh
going to be a
no.
prequel to the live action movie,
Oh
not the
no.
animated movie. Yeah,
No. Oh, that's bad.
I knew you would say that. But
Uh,
like I said, I think if they do something original with it, then I'm okay with that. But we'll see what they do. I really hope they, come up with something good and don't just rehash what we've already seen.
yeah. Um, the other two I see on here that seem interesting is Lightyear, which seems to be it's Buzz Lightyear, but like the toy was based off of. So kind of like the cartoon, but I guess they're going in a different direction than the cartoon was.
Yeah, I really loved the Buzz Lightyear.
Star Command. I used to watch that a lot as a kid.
Yeah, me too. There were some weird episodes in that show though. Like, do you remember the episode where they de-evolve everyone? Or
Vaguely, vaguely.
how about the episode where people start turning into blobs and then they merge together and have to learn how to deal with sharing the same body?
Oh, I remember that one. I was a young
How
kid,
about
so
how about the one uh with the wire wolf with the full on transformation sequence where the wires jump out of his bite and dig into his flesh and then he turns into a robotic werewolf.
wow, I've never seen that one.
Anybody remember this show? Just me?
Oh, I remember it. I was just a kid,
It
is
was
all.
really fucked up.
Yeah. Oh, so there's this other one that seems really interesting. It's a Pixar movie. It's called Turning Red.
Hmm.
Um, so basically, the plot is it's a 13-year-old girl, and when she gets too excited, she turns into a giant red panda.
Yeah, it reminds me of that Netflix show Dino Girl Gauco, except in that show it's whenever she gets angry she turns into a dinosaur. So it's like it's in the same genre of thing. I'm excited to see what it's like.
Yeah, it looks interesting. It was funny because it was a no duh moment, but I was talking to someone in the Dice Funk Discord about it. I think it was Jesus. I had no idea it was a puberty metaphor.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
kind of funny. I hadn't thought of that. Uh,
all right. One last thing. Tron 3. So I loved the original Tron, and then I loved Tron's inclusion in Kingdom Hearts 2, where he grows a heart. And oh, that's spoilers, but uh, it was apparently leaked thanks to Jared Leto.
hmm. Oh,
Um, I wasn't a fan of Tron Legacy, just based on like the trailers and everything. but I still need to actually watch it. I tried watching it like 3 different times, and I got 15 minutes in, and either got bored or had to go do something else. So I'm
I've
gonna try watching it again at some point.
I've never seen any of the Tron
Especially if
movies, so I don't have much to say on it.
you should check out the original. It's actually kind of fun in that like corny 80s movie adventure movie kind of way.
Yeah, I should. I've been trying to catch up on a lot of movies like I haven't seen. So I'll add that to the list.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's one of the weirdest movies Disney has ever made.
Yeah. Yeah. Now I have to ask because I haven't played any of the Kingdom Hearts except like the original one when I was young, and that wasn't for very long. Is that where that meme comes from? The Tron level, where like even a heart can live in data, or is that a different thing?
Yeah, even a heart can live in data. Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm sure Kingdom Hearts is a good game, but the memes about him always make me laugh. Like,
I know.
Like
They
saying,
make me
like Woody
laugh.
asked Buzz Lightyear, "Do you think we have a heart or whatever?" Or I'm going to the darkness.
Yeah, I know. It's hilarious. But I love it.
Is Winnie the Pooh in there? Because I would laugh my ass off if Winnie the Pooh was
Yeah.
asking if he was going to the darkness.
No, the first game, the Winnie the Pooh level opens up with Pooh asking Sora like if he's going to fucking die because all of his friends have disappeared and he doesn't know where they went.
Oh my god, I need to Google that. I need to see that for poor Winnie.
He's
Oh my
just
god,
like,
poor Winnie.
all my friends have gone away, so is Pooh going to go away too? How does Pooh say goodbye to Pooh? And Sora's there like, I don't fucking know, man. Like,
Oh my god, that's funny.
yeah. I fucking love that game.
Oh my god.
Sora's just like,
man.
that's rough, buddy. I don't know.
Yeah. I heard it doesn't even have anything to do with Final Fantasy anymore.
Yeah, apparently they're going to move more towards more Final Fantasy with the next game in the series. But that's just a rumor. It's an unfounded rumor on Reddit. So don't take
I-
that as anything.
I don't know
I'm
if
hoping that happens because
don't know if
I want more Kingdom Hearts that has more Final Fantasy in it. Maybe a little more of Square Enix's other franchises.
Oh my god.
That Let's get Hitman in there.
I just don't think I'll ever
Hitman's
play those.
You mean Kingdom Hearts?
Yeah, because they all, you know me, I like lore, and so I would have to play all of them, and all of them matter. I mean, even the Motorola flip phone game matters, and I don't think you can get that anywhere.
No, not the flip phone game. Just the, Oh, you're right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, they remade it. They remade it for the DS, and then they put it on the important scenes for it on the PlayStation 4 version. So you can still get the important stuff from it without going back and playing the originals. Like, you can just pick up the stories so far. That's what they call the bundle. And it's
Oh man.
granted
Maybe.
it's still 6 games that you have to play through. But it's not as bad as you'd think. It's not as bad as like trying to play all the Final Fantasy.
Oh, I've never played a Final Fantasy game either.
Or God forbid trying to play Shin Megami Tensei and all its rip-offs. Not rip-offs. All of its spin-offs.
Yeah, it's like trying to start One Piece.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay. So, anything else you'd like to talk about before we head out?
I could just cover like what I've been playing and everything. I've got the energy for it. Do you?
Yeah, sure. We got a few minutes.
Oh, let me log into Google Docs again. I had notes. Okay, so the main thing that I'm really proud of right now is that I've almost completed my Persona collection. Uh, right now, all I need to complete it are the cell phone games, which I don't care about, and the PlayStation 2 versions of Persona 1 and Persona 2.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, uh, I have this thing called a PlayStation TV, and it's now a Persona box. It has Persona 1, Persona 2, the other two, uh, Persona 3 Portable, Persona 4 Golden, and then I got all of the dancing games for my PlayStation 4. Uh, got the fighting game for my 360, and got the crossover fighting game for my PlayStation 4. So that's like almost all of them.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, I'm really proud of it. It's like the one collection I've been able to rebuild out of all my collections.
Cool.
Anyway, a friend of mine bought me a PlayStation Now subscription, and I've been playing a ton of games on that. Rush is like the big breakout hit for the commune. Uh, Tons of people have been playing Gravity Rush besides me, and everyone's been loving it. They're thinking about buying that game, uh,
Okay.
just to have for themselves. And it's really giving me joy that, like, you know, so many people are getting so much joy out of games that I enjoy.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Um, I also gave Final Fantasy 15 a try, and that is a lot of fun. It's it actually doesn't take as many cues from Kingdom Hearts as I thought it was going to, but it does that in a good way. If anything, it feels a little similar to Final Fantasy 13 if Final Fantasy 13 actually gave you control over what you were doing. And I don't know, I really love the battle system in Final Fantasy 15. I'm going to be playing a lot of that. Uh and then for scary games, I've been playing those Silent Hill re-release, which it's the only way I can play Silent Hill at the moment.
Hell
So
yeah.
I'm taking the chance. But it's really sad for me playing Silent Hill 3 right now and not being able to switch back to the original voices. Like,
Oh, that sucks.
I'm a big fan of weird performances, especially in video games. So for me, part of the charm of Silent Hill is the weird performances. And Silent Hill 3 has the new voices, which are better than I thought they would be, but they're still they don't match the strangeness of the game. They're too Hollywood, I think. Uh
Yeah.
but the Silent Hill 3 is still a really terrifying game. Uh, it's way more scary to me now than it is when I was a teenager. But I think it's because I understand more of the themes that it's going for. And I know what it's actually like to be like in abandoned places.
Yeah.
So,
Makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, I think that's about everything. Oh, yeah, we're gonna be watching all the X-Men movies. I think I might have already talked about that on this episode, but I'm just gonna throw that out there again. We're starting from the first X-Men movie and we're gonna watch them all, including Deadpool.
Oh, cool. Yeah. I know a lot of people have been doing that lately.
The X-Men movies specifically, or like,
Yeah, no, the X-Men movies, let me think. I know, oh, why is it escaping me now? Jack Funk. Jade. Jade
Jade?
and, Butts did it.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. That's funny.
Yeah. And then I know another podcast I follow recently did that.
Okay, well, looks like I'll be doing the same thing.
Yeah, cool.
It's just more evidence that they really need to get on making another X-Men movie, a good one.
I know
Please,
they're
Marvel.
they're planning on it because I know there was
Please.
an actor who fell out, but it could have just been like a tabloid thing.
Yeah, I mean, they're clearly going to work on it. I just really want it to be announced already. I want to see how they fit it into the uh Marvel Cinematic Universe, if they completely recast everyone or if they somehow get everyone to come back for their roles.
Yeah, we'll see. I think Hugh Jackman's done with the role though.
Oh, well, that's okay. I mean, he is a really good Wolverine, though. Like, thank God for him.
Yeah, definitely.
We couldn't have asked for a better one, I don't think.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think we will wrap up if you're good.
Yeah, that was a great, I had a really great time.
Yeah. Thank you everyone for listening, and we will see you next time.
All right,
And